Hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supreme Uchiha the God, man. Today we're gonna talk about the GOAT, Yuta Okotsu. Now, what if Yuta Okotsu came back, guys? That's the question. What if he came back in this fight against Sukuna? Now, we know people have been saying on Twitter anyway, at least, that like, oh, Gege uses characters, and as soon as the usage is done, go out of the story. He like, you just either won't see them again or they die. You know what I'm saying? There's no really in between. There's no like, oh, maybe they do a small minor role type thing. You know what I'm saying? Even though like they're out of the story basically. Like I suppose they could do a small minor role, but they're not relevant anymore. They're not really showcased anymore in the story. Now we know Miguel is here in the fight, and this is kind of the reason why I think Yuta somehow is involved because obviously somebody had to contact Miguel, right? For pulling up all the way from Africa. And he must have just arrived recently, right? They must have been told because obviously, they knew the date that Gojo and Sukuna would fight. So they were like, okay, we need you to pull up on this date as early as you can. You know what I'm saying? And he obviously pulled up. But then how did he break through into the culling game? Because you can't just get into the culling game if you're a sorcerer, right? You have to have been in it from the start. So what would have he have been just in it already from the start? Or is that rule no longer applicable? Because we know Gojo came into this culling game regardless, even though he wasn't in the culling game either. But he can teleport. And it's Gojo, right? So did Miguel also use some kind of thing to break through and join the culling game without being an official member of the culling game? All of these questions and all of these things that we just don't know yet. So I don't know if we'll ever get an explanation for these, to be honest, because Gege isn't really about that. You know what I'm saying? About giving information about that. So then the thing about it now, I think if Yuta comes back, so because he's injured obviously, but obviously our boy Yuji got hit with the same slash, so it'd be a bit awkward if Yuji survives it but Yuta doesn't, considering Yuta has better RCT, has Rika, which he can utilize for binding vow, and got taken by Ui, while as far as I know, Yuji didn't get taken by Ui because he was still trying to fight and heal and stuff like that when his brother pulled up and was like showing him how to heal the rest of his body. Was that, am I tripping on the timeline here? But that's kind of like where we at here. Yeah, so that's what I actually think, because I think if Yuta comes back, I think it'll make the fight more interesting, and it'll give us more hope, because obviously Yuta is a beast and we saw how he actually performed. So if what I want to happen though is we need Yuta, Maki, and Yuji and Hakari to all jump Sukuna at the same time. I want to see all four Yut to do their thing, and Yuji obviously to hit the final blow. At the end of it though, the merger could happen though. That's the thing. So if the merger is going to happen, then all of these guys can't die, because otherwise it's just unrealistic for Yuji to just get this ultra power bloom in the next hour, 2 hours, enough to fight this goddamn thing. And I'd rather like, as much as I love Gojo and I want Gojo to come back, I'd probably rather the young characters do the victory dance. You know what I'm saying? That they get the win. And if Gojo comes back, he should come back at the end of it, with less power, because of binding vow or whatever reason, and that should be the end of the tale. Because I think Gojo deserves to see the fruits of his labor. I think he deserves to not be the strongest and to live a regular life, because he never got to live a regular life because he was just going through stuff all the time. Like, he always had this heaps of expectation and pressure just thrown at him since he was a little jit, and Yuta, he was kind of protected by Gojo, because Gojo had, a lot of expectations for him, but simultaneously it wasn't to the same degree, and he wanted Yuta to kind of enjoy. He wanted all these kids to enjoy the youth a little bit. That's why he let Hakari go do his own thing. If Yuta was like, I actually want to just do this, Gojo wouldn't prevent it. You know what I'm saying? He just tell him, just make sure to keep training and be strong. That's why he allowed these kids to kind of go and be free. Megumi was the only one he directly watches, because Megumi needed that. You know what I'm saying? And then Megumi, obviously we need Megumi back. I love if the trio comes back, because they never really had a bunch of trio moments, you know what I'm saying? But I think the most realistic right now is that Yuta comes back into the fight, because he was going crazy, bro. He was going crazy. I'm super excited, to see the end of JJK. I'm glad that it's out. What spoilers should be tonight, actually, so that'll be very interesting to see. But yeah, or tomorrow night, I can't remember. I think they changed the date. It's probably tomorrow night, but I'm super excited to see it. You guys let me know what you guys think. Do you think Yuta should come back? Should Yuta not come back? But I think if he comes back, he's gonna be even more cracked. Even though I know he's just gone for a few minutes, but we saw how rapidly he learns and understands things, and I think you know, him having fought Sukuna directly for the first time, I think has probably given him an edge or a method to defend himself better. A way, because even then, I think the slash he could have probably dodged it or done something, but he didn't because the whole plan was to make it look like they lost and to leave Sukuna open so that Maki can stab her with the soul splitting katana. So right now, Sukuna is at his weakest because healing the soul takes longer. And so he's actually more nerfed now than ever before. Like bringing back Gojo should be able to just one shot him. Like, you know what I mean? Like one purple to the face and it's game over. Like, you know what I mean? So even a few reds to the face might do it. Like, so yeah. So that's what I think anyway. What you guys think? It's been your boy Supreme Cheer the God. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, please. We need these numbers up. So if you can really leave a like, that'll be really appreciated. I'm gonna try to keep making content as often as I can. Past few days have been a little bit hectic. I'm mentally a bit nerfed. But we're gonna get back. We're gonna get back in tip-top shape. Anyway, I'm out. Subscribe. Subscribe. I'm gonna do something for you. Subscribe. Subscribe, baby.